Hi folks, today I'm going to show you how I make a tool belt or a DIY tool belt as opposed to a tool belt you might see a professional wear. This is specifically for mostly for ladder work or where you're in a position where getting to the place is sort of tedious to go back to get a tool and come back to work and go back to get a tool. If you can just bring most of the tools with you, the bare minimum tools that you need in order to get the job done, and that's what this tool belt's for, is to carry it with you, maybe to a top of a ladder or under some sort of structure where crawling the entire distance, you don't want to have to crawl back to get a tool. So this is what my finished tool belt looks like. You can see it's based upon the Veto tool pouch, TP1 I think. That's my go-to tools. In order to do this, you have to have some webbing, and you have to have a buckle, and you have to have, I like to have these tri-glides, and you have to have a few little clips. This clip right here is used for your impact drill or your impact driver, maybe for a tape measure, different kinds of things like that. This right here is really versatile. It's magnetic, so you can use it for anything that'll stick, but I use it for picking either a hammer or sometimes a really big pry bar type screwdriver. My basically beater screwdriver, flathead screwdriver that I can use for prying stuff. This will take pretty much anything because it's pretty grabby with the magnet. So to start off with, you have to be able to cut the webbing, and as you can see right here, I have what's called a hot knife, and the hot knife is, let's see if I can do this better. Yeah, there we are. Hot knife is something that I used as a scout dad for modifying my son's backpack. You change the rigging on the backpack, or some of the shoulder harnesses, or maybe the waist belt, so the weight belt or the waist belt can support more of the weight rather than your shoulders. Doing that so that it's to make improvements rather than the non-personal way it was decided at a factory. So anyway, so what you do is you get enough weight, get enough of this webbing to go around your waist, plus you add another, say, 12 to 14 inches. You'll use that for some of the loops, and you'll use that for, mostly for adding loops and adding buckles and so forth. And it's still going to be a little bit long, and what you can use a hot knife for is to cut that to length after it's constructed. And I'll show you how the hot knife works. This basically is a piece of metal that produces a lot of resistance, and when you run a current through it, it gets hot, and hence the name hot knife. And you just run this like this, and it makes a perfectly fused webbing. And so I'm going to turn that off because I don't need to leave it on, and I'll probably burn myself later if I don't. So there's this. The next thing you want to be able to do is you want to you choose a buckle that will make it easy for you to get this thing on and off. And I'm an ex-scuba diver, and the traditional steel weight belt buckle is what I thought was the best buckle ever for this kind of operation and for weight belts. Although nowadays with integrated weights, you don't really have to have a weight belt. You can have them in different pockets in your suit somewhere, so you can distribute the weight better rather than around the waist. So, but this one was designed for scuba. The reason why it's so good is because when it is engaged, all you have to do is tip this up enough, and it just slides open really fast. It's designed to dump weights fast. It's also designed to carry them once you've dumped them. Or if your dive buddy had to dump his weights to get to the surface, this is how you can get his weight belt, because they're kind of expensive. You get his weight belt to the surface again. So anyway, this is a good buckle for being adjustable on a webbing like this. for infinite variability, infinite adjustability. So, but before you put this on, you're going to want to have, as you can see right here, I've got a few clips, and you can see that they're held in place by tri-glides. These tri-glides keeps the little clips from moving around to the back of your weight belt or your tool belt, and it's just nice to have these things. So you have to put them on first before you put the buckle on, because the buckle makes the ends no longer accessible. So I'm going to just pretend about this thing here I'm going to put on, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put one tri-glide on, and oops, and let's just, for the sake of argument, say that this is where I want that thing to be, is right here, and that means that I want to put another one within about 2 inches away from that. So it's got 2 inches of blank belt that I can clip something to, and it will limit how much movement you can have on that particular item that you've got clipped to your belt. So I'm going to say right here, and I think it goes this way, yeah. And so you see, I could have actually clipped this on before or afterwards, but the tri-glides can only be put on before this is put on. So I'll show you how to put the scuba weight, or the scuba buckle on, and that is like another tri-glide, but this is a stainless steel tri-glide, because everything with scuba is stainless steel. And I did it wrong, so you do it this way because you want that to be over the top. And here. See, it's not obvious, which is why I'm sort of showing you how to do this. So I've got this thing on like you normally have a tri-glide on, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this through here. I'm going to get a little more slack on this. Loop this through here, and then this is how tri-glides actually work. And you make a nice little slot like that. Off it goes. And this one goes through this hole. And there's that. So it's going to fold over like this when it's secure, and it's going to go like this when it's dumping it. Next side, so you have to put, let's see, you have to put this on, and luckily both sides are the same, so there's no right way or wrong way to do this. So this way, this way, this way, and this is I call this the adjustment end, because this end you leave the big free end on this one, because the other side you want it to be always really close to the you want the tri-glide to be super close to this cross member here. So that's where this is, and now you see that you can see how this works when it's in use. You loop this through here, and you can see now when I'm pulling on this thing, it won't come loose. It really is a strong hold. It's not going anywhere, but if you need to get rid of it, look at how easy it is. You can just use a single finger to let this loose. So that's the belt itself. And then you can think about ways of accessorizing it. So I'll show you how I've got one accessorized, but it's again made for my specific typical things, which is if I'm up on a ladder, typically I'm doing electrical stuff. So there's electrical gewgaws in here, but oh, that's good. That noise was my magnetic buckle latching into my hot knife. So that was fun. So I always have a ratcheting screwdriver because you're always going to want to get into and out of boxes or light fixtures, whatever. And a Hultafors pencil. This for leveling odds and ends. And I see that I don't have much of anything in here as far as electrical stuff, but that's what I would probably put in here. As I'd probably put a tick tracer there, maybe here. Maybe a hot circuit tester, which would just check for the hotness of specific wires. A tick tracer tells you whether anything in the box nearby is hot, and the voltage tester has hot leads, so you can check to see whether a specific lead is hot. So I probably would do that, and so that's basically it. Again, I got this kind of thing for. I think I have this one here specifically for my drill, so I can put a drill bit here, or maybe a magnetic extension for the driver, the impact driver. I have the same kind of buckle on this side, but this is probably for a tape measure. I'd probably stick this guy on here. As you see, I got the Stabilo there thing. That's it. It's really, really lightweight. Again, infinitely expandable. And if you have a hot knife, it's a nice way of making a custom belt for yourself. I think that's all there is to it. See you later.